Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian McCollum, and I am here today at IO Inc. InterOrdnance with Uli Wiegand, the president of IO Inc.
Hello, Ian.
So I'm here because you called me up about a week ago and said, I've got like a whole crap load of guns from Africa. Do you want to come look at them? And I said, yes, yeah, I would be very interested in that. So what you've done here is you have basically found and imported a big old batch of surplus guns. And I think there got to be some cool stories about that, right?
Yeah, sure. It took a lot of work, number one, to find these weapons and then also to get them out of Africa. So it took us in total 8 years to negotiate, to find the right way, and the partners overseas, and a whole lot of investment, to get finally the guns out of Africa. But, in the end, it was worth it, and it's like treasure hunting. Old guns are my passion, and, I was collecting since I was 15, and, old guns are simply my passion, and the history behind each individual piece is amazing.
So you said in the end it was worth it.
Yeah.
You're not at the end yet. This batch that we've been looking through is the first of several, right?
That is correct. We imported so far, the Mausers, various kinds, never seen before, never imported before. Enfield number 4 Mark 1s, VZ52s, MAS 49 56s, and a whole bunch of other very interesting guns. And there is more to come. And I'm looking forward to going through the guns and, of course, taking the nicest ones for my collection.
Oh, of course. It's funny. Some of the the really big old school gun collectors that I visited, a surprising number of them got some of the real gems of their collection by knowing Sam Cummings with InterArms and being there and helping Sam Cummings sort through guns as they come in and being like, oh, that's a prototype Japanese copy of his ZH-29. Yoink, I'll take that one. It's like these crates that you get in. We're looking at them and, okay, it's a crate of Mauser 98Ks.
Yes, sir.
But every once in a while, some random weird oddball comes out.
Yeah, like we look today, the TGF 1950s, the rifles made for the East German border guards by the Czechs. I mean, it's amazing, and also the different barrel bands we found, which are original.
Right. Yeah. So I did a video on this particular pattern, and I'm looking it up online. There's very few of them around, and nobody really knows a whole lot. And there's this discussion of oh, we found 2 different patterns of barrel band. Which one is one must be original and one's a reefer? Well, going through the batch that you have, just the batch that are out, I found 3 different barrel band patterns instead of 2, and discovered that all 3 of them are actually matched to the original rifles.
Yes,
so
sir.
For some reason, and we don't know exactly why at this point, but Brno was manufacturing the gun with 3 different patterns of barrel band.
And I don't know how that happened. It must have been some leftovers from previous production years, but I don't know. I mean, it would make sense, to me to use the one which I had on hand, the last German-made pattern, but I have no idea how they ended up there.
Yeah, it's one of those cool things that you can only start to figure out. If you don't have the records, you can only figure it out by looking at an array of samples, and a giant stash like you've imported is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about Africa these days is everything has accumulated there. Like you said, you've got Mausers, Enfields, French rifles. I'm sure you're going to be getting Italian stuff in at some point.
Yes, there are Carcanos on the way, all different various Carcanos, carbines, rifles, cavalry carbines, and some prototypes I've never seen in my life before. And there will be old French guns coming, Chassepot, Gras, Lebel, you name it. And guns I've seen in my life, I've never seen in my life before. It's really a treasure trove, and I had to really go look through the media, online media, to see what is what, because I've never seen the guns in my life before.
Yeah, I'm seeing stuff I've never seen before, that's for sure. And I've only been here a day and a half.
So
how did you find it? I've always wanted to know. You get these things the last big one I think like this was Nepal.
Right.
And IMA bought the entire contents of the Nepalese arsenal.
Right.
This is kind of similar. How do you who do you talk to? How do you find this?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a treasure hunt. You have to have a network of international agents. Basically, you do business with for years, and once in a while you find something which is really, really unique. I mean, look, in the end of the in the 80s, beginning of the 90s, the Iron Curtain opened up, and we imported a lot of stuff from Romania, from Yugoslavia, and Ukraine. And now, basically all the stocks are empty. And Ukraine doesn't sell anything anymore because of the war with Russia. So there is no surplus guns out there anymore, and you have to look and find and see what's going on all around the world. And we were really lucky to find this stash of weapons, and in the end, we were able to bring them into the country, which is I'm very, very proud of.
Yeah, it is. I can understand how it would take 8 years to actually pull
Yes.
together a deal like that. It's got to be incredibly.
It's
You got to be incredibly proud.
painstaking.
Of finally having them and opening up the crates here in the U.S. and finally getting the first look at what you've really got. Because you showed me some pictures of these guns as they were originally warehoused.
Yes, sir.
And boy,
Yes.
warehousing is almost too nice of a term. Were there actually doors on the front of the warehouse?
Well, picture a large chicken pen, with kind of metal tin roofs and metal tin sides, held up by a array of wooden constructions inside, and just the dust of the decades, and mouse or bird poop, whatever is on the guns. And I showed you pictures, goats visiting me by selecting the firearms.
Yeah, there's a picture of Uli there with it's a short pallet. There's only like 5 or 6 stacks of rifles on it, and a goat on top. Hello. But at that point, there's so many. Like they're cordwood stacked, just up and up and up, and you can't see what all is there. I mean, you get a good idea for it. You're like, oh, this is Mausers. But it's not until you get back here and open up the crates that you really get to see, oh, what's this one? What's that one? What's, like, you brought in this one to show me, because this is all matching, original finish.
Yes, sir.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, there are some gems in this shipment, I have to say. All the matching serial numbers and original finish. The guns which came out of Ukraine, the former Soviet Union, they were all refurbs. So basically they stripped them all and then they put them together, reblued with all non-matching, and they electro-penciled them. This is a real deal, and I honestly think that's the last stash of original Mausers in the world available, untouched.
Yeah. I don't know, do you think there's more in Africa like this?
I doubt it. Maybe some former French colonies which had some German equipment, but honestly, I don't think so. Enfields probably, but Mausers, I doubt it.
Okay.
And even, we talked about the history with Czechoslovakia and so on and so forth, how guns ended up in the certain country. I think that's the last stage of Mausers, honestly.
Okay. Well, I hope not. But it certainly is whether it's the last or not the last, it's a fantastic cache of them. So you're not keeping all of these things yourself.
No.
Although I can understand how it might be tempting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I promise you I will keep the nicest ones for myself.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry to me, too. I want the nicest ones, too. So how do people get their hands on these? Like, what happened? That's another question for people. Like, when someone imports a bunch of these, do they go to a bunch of different distributors? Is it only the person who brings them in sells them? How does that work?
No, basically we sold a bunch to our distributors, customers we do business with for years and years and years. So we sold them to actually one distributor, and I can mention the name Classic Arms. So Ben over at Classic, he has the Mausers available, Enfields available, VZ52s, Mas 4956s. But we also will have the cream de la cream, all matching serial number guns in the nicest condition available at InterOrdnance.com. And you can look us up on the internet and give us a phone call. We'll be here for you. And if you need any specific questions, you can always email me. Since I'm actually the only expert here on this in this field of the firearms, you can go email me at Uli, ULI, at ioinc.us, Uli at ioinc.us, or simply call us.
You might regret giving out your personal email address.
It's okay.
So you might get a lot of email.
It's okay. I know there are a lot of passionate people out there who love this, like you and I. We love old firearms, and I'll be more than happy to assist.
All right. If you guys send him too many emails, he's not going to have time to dig the guns out and get them listed. So, all right. Boy, I don't know where else to go with this. Like, this is just the beginning. I don't know how long it's going to take you to go through all of this stuff as it comes. I mean, it's multiple shipments coming into the U.S., so there's a lot.
That will be. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And I'm myself in the back, and Ian, you've seen, I'm helping process the firearms, identify what it is, and I love it.
I'm going to come back here when the French stuff arrives. That's for darn sure.
You're going
to have a hard time keeping me away.
Well, I appreciate you coming out, Ian, and we appreciate your support, and I'm a fan of yours, and thanks for coming out.
Well, thank you very much. Uli Wiegand, as he explained, where you can find their website, where you can check out what they've got listed. There's going to be honestly I can't even imagine what all is going to come out of this. It'll be cool to watch and see.
Well, like you said, you will be coming back, and then we have more to come, right?
Definitely.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.